So we got a little bit of an update from the story that we decided to cover yesterday about Miller Lite's new super woke commercial that was all about how women are the ones who do the brewing, how women invented beer, they discovered it, they were the first people on that hype train. Yeah, and this has not gone well. In fact, Miller Lite put this ad out. I said that it came out recently, and I think in my last video I even said that it came out like yesterday. And that is actually not true. It actually came out about 2 months ago. Since then, and I had trouble yesterday finding the exact time that this came out or the exact date that this came out. And the reason why is because they delisted it yesterday because they got so much backlash from people about this ad. Right, the ad, if you haven't seen it, you can check out my other video. I'll link it in the description down below and also in the cards right now. You can check that out, and I actually play through the entire commercial in there. Now, what is really interesting is basically their spokesperson comes out and says, you know, without women, there wouldn't be beer, which is a complete lie. Now, sure, maybe women have been brewers for a long time, and you know, maybe they brew the best beer on earth. Who knows? Personally, I don't really care that much. All I care about is the fact that they just straight up lied about it. You know, without women, there would be no beer. Complete lie. It blew up in their face. I don't think that this will get anywhere near the same level as it got with Bud Light. However, this ad actually came out 2 months ago, right about a week or two before the whole Mr. Mulvaney thing came out for Bud Light, which caused them to lose $7 billion in 7 days. Back then, kind of got to Miller Lite and they decided, oh, you know what, we're going to downplay this woke ad. As you can see from the New York Post here, a Miller Lite downplays woke ad following Bud Light's Dylan Mulvaney disaster. So this ad just surfaced yesterday. That's what it was. It didn't come out yesterday. It surfaced yesterday. People found it and shared it. Other people, other news outlets and whatnot covered it the same as I'm covering it today and yesterday. And what happened was Miller Lite actually just got rid of the ad. So the way that I found it was I actually had to go out and find something that wasn't Miller Lite, you know, their YouTube channel or their parent channel coming out and like posting it because it just didn't exist anymore. And so that's why I was a little bit confused. I thought it came out yesterday or, you know, very early this week. And that wasn't true. It's actually been out for 2 months, but they downplayed it because of the whole Bud Light controversy. So technically, Miller Lite was woke before Bud Light was. That's pretty incredible. Sales are already down for Miller Lite. Things are not going super well. I had some people leave comments yesterday that were like, well, now I can only drink Coors Light, or, you know, it's harder to be an alcoholic these days because of this stuff. And you guys are some pretty funny people out there, and I appreciate you guys checking out the videos, by the way. Miller Lite is still going down this road, and people have actually found it, but I thought it was so incredibly interesting that yesterday they decided to delist the video, delete the video from their accounts, almost like an attempt to delete it from the internet. Luckily, yesterday I was able to find it on some random YouTube channel. I mean, whenever I searched it, it didn't come up. I actually had to dig for about 15 minutes going through other news articles and stuff just to find a copy of this video that somebody had uploaded 2 months ago, shortly after the initial one was uploaded from some account that has like 100 subscribers. You know, so they really tried to put in their work there to erase it from the internet, and lo and behold, it surfaced. Miller Lite has actually been losing money over the past X amount of years, the same as Bud Light. And I think part of this is to do with the fact that, you know, it's not just Coors Light, Miller Lite, and Bud Light anymore. You know, you have other companies out there that are taking over parts of this market share. There is actually one, it's been labeled an anti-woke beer, and it has, I mean, the whole can is nothing but red, white, and blue, and they put it out shortly after the whole Mr. Mulvaney situation. So things are just kind of shaking up in all of these industries, right? In the past, you would go to the store and the big section was Coors Light, Miller Lite, and Bud Light. Those were your selections. You may have some microbrews or something a little bit different to choose from, but most of the time it's either owned by one of those three main brewing companies or it's just not at the store. You know, you have to go to some like specialty selection or specialty alcohol shop in your area in order to find it. Well, that's not true anymore. Distribution is easier than it's ever been. So whenever you have a mediocre product like Miller Lite does, like Coors Light does, and like Bud Light does, there's no hiding it, right? They're all macro brews. None of them taste fantastic. You have all of these other ones that come in and kind of take parts of the market share, right? You have Line and Google that came in and they have a ton of different unique flavors that people absolutely love. So a lot of people, whenever Line and Google came in and was available, not necessarily nationally, but nearly nationally, you had people leaving Miller Lite and Bud Light and Coors Light in order to go to these other brands because they have something more. Now, Coors Light is so far the only one of the, what I would call the big three, really, between Coors Light, Miller Lite, and Bud Light that hasn't put out a woke ad recently. And Coors Light seems to be doing fantastic. I have a ton of people who are telling me that, oh yeah, I'm absolutely in the camp of Coors Light. Like, that's all I'm drinking now is Coors Light. Can't drink Miller Lite. They put out that woke commercial. Can't drink Bud Light because they did the whole thing with Mr. Mulvaney. You know, I can't do it anymore. I have to drink Coors Light. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys and let you know that, to apologize and say that this ad actually came out 2 months ago, as opposed to what I said in my previous video, which was yesterday. And then I also wanted to mention two things. One, they downplayed this woke ad because of the Bud Light fallout. And then two, they basically tried to remove it from the internet entirely yesterday after it came out. So that's some pretty crazy stuff happening with Miller Lite, Bud Light, and pretty much the whole beer industry at this point. Anyway, guys, that's all for now. I've got to get back and do some work, but check back soon. The lies never sleep, and neither do we. I hope you enjoyed our take, and let me know in the comments down below what you think about all of this. Do you think it's a big deal? Do you think it'll blow over? Do you think it's going to be as big as the whole Bud Light thing? The whole Bud Light situation and the Bud Light boycott? Personally, I don't think so. I think it's going to go away pretty quickly. But for right now, I'm sure Bud Light's pretty happy that Miller Lite's taken the spotlight away from their super woke agendas. Also, like, subscribe, and share the video with a friend. That's how we get the information out there. Make sure to check out our online store at theredmafia.com. We just released new shirts over there, and we'll continue to be releasing new shirts every single week. So you'll find something that you will absolutely love at our store, so go check it out. It'll also be linked in the description down below.